Meanwhile, conservative legal analyst and former judge Andrew Napolitano says he believes the Justice Department will present its findings to a grand jury right after the midterms and that it will result in an indictment, maybe more. Here's what he said yesterday on Newsmax.
I think that the DOJ has already decided to ask a grand jury in either Miami or Washington, D.C. to indict former President Trump. And what they've tipped their hands on, the little that they've revealed to the public and what they've shared with Judge Cannon is more than enough to indict him and probably enough to convict him.
Wow. Let's bring in former U.S. Attorney and senior FBI official Chuck Rosenberg. Chuck, do you agree with Napolitano's assessment there of the potential for an indictment?
The potential? Sure. His certainty? I don't know where that comes from just yet, Mika. Look, I wish I was as certain about things in life as he seems to be. You know, folks pick horses to win races all the time, and some of them turn out to be right, and they go to the window and collect their money, but they had absolutely no idea what they were doing when they laid down the bet. That could be the case here. I think it's a serious matter. The search warrant indicated that crimes had been committed and evidence of crimes were found at Mar-a-Lago. That we know. But who's responsible for it, who will be charged, that will be determined. You know, that stuff, Mika, was in the redacted portion of the affidavit that we're all anxious to read. So unless Judge Napolitano has some access that we don't, I really don't understand why he's saying what he's saying. It doesn't make sense to me yet.
Well, Chuck, tell me, from everything you've heard from Donald Trump, from Donald Trump's lawyers, what is his best defense against taking top secret documents and classified documents, secret documents from a government building, and then lying to the FBI, lying to the Department of Justice about returning everything that he had down at Mar-a-Lago? What is there a defense that you can think of?
I can hypothesize the defense, Joe. I don't know if it's going to work for him or not, but here's what it would sound like. That he didn't pack the boxes, he didn't know what was in the boxes, he didn't move the boxes, and he didn't care to review it. Now, there's a problem for him here. As you well know, some of this stuff wasn't just found in the basement at Mar-a-Lago. Some of this stuff was found in his office, apparently in his desk drawer. And so that defense I just laid out, that hypothetical defense, becomes much more difficult when you find this stuff in his desk. But what I'm really getting at is intent. Right? Because crimes require intent. You mentioned the fact that there were misrepresentations made to the FBI about what remained at Mar-a-Lago. If the lawyers who made those misrepresentations, Joe, and you know this, you're a lawyer, if the lawyers who made those misrepresentations failed in their due diligence or passed on bad information that was given to them, but they didn't intend to lie, then they didn't commit a crime. They're just bad lawyers. And we don't put bad lawyers in jail unless they intended to commit a crime. If we just put bad lawyers in jail, we'd run out of space pretty quickly. So it turns on intent, right? What did the lawyers know when they made these misrepresentations to the government? What did Trump know when the documents ended up in his home? I think it becomes more difficult for Trump, and I agree that he's in serious jeopardy. And I imagine the Department of Justice is having very serious discussions about whether or not to charge him. But the certainty that Judge Napolitano expressed, I just don't see that at this point. I'm not as certain.